If you have a question, let me know. I'll come by and help you out. Yeah, I'm not asking you to graph this, okay? But the things you do to graph this are the things you need in order to answer the questions. The only difference is you don't have to draw a picture. You need to find the y-intercept, you need to find k, you need to find h, you need to find the x-intercepts. If you can find those, you'll be able to answer the questions. Just remember, round like 2 decimal places. That's fine. Do you have any questions here? You okay? Okay. Any questions over here? Are you working on the x-intercepts right now?
Yes.
Okay. I need to check to see what I've got here. All right. Are you getting close? Okay. I'll check it in a second. Any questions here? I will verify. Yes. Good. That is correct. Good. 200. So you got A, B, and C, right?
Yes.
You just need D now. How are you doing?
What's page?
0.46?
Okay.
Yeah, you're there. Yeah, and then unfortunately you have to plug that in, so that's gonna kind of suck. But just take your time on your calculator and see what. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I didn't see you had it. Yeah, that is correct. So you got it.
I used the negative b plus or minus to find the positive side. Right?
You have to use this formula
Oh yeah.
right here. Just use the whole thing and get your 2 answers. And if you get a negative answer, throw it out.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys got it?
Yeah.
Let me check. Yep, that's it. That's it. Good. I'll be right there. So did you get answers? Did y'all check together or no?
Not yet.
Not y'all check. That way you can find if y'all have anything off. Okay, yes ma'am.
I don't know if I got this
Okay, 0.7. This is close. It could be just rounding. You did 0.47 squared, right? Oh, that's negative 16. I think that's the problem. Look at the function. See? Okay. Just redo it with negative 16 there, and it should come out. Are you having any issues? This is good. This one's looking a little off. This should be a negative number because 0.47 you square it first, then you hit it with negative 16. We good here? Getting there? Here? Y'all?
I'm not ultra confident on B.
On part B?
Yeah, the number I got seems a bit high.
What is it?
I got like 433.04.
Okay, for part C you got 0.47, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you need that, so that's correct.
So that's why I plugged in here,
You squared it,
and I squared it.
multiplied it, and then here, you did this times this,
Yes.
which give you 7 point, and then you should be adding. Yeah, 203. This is right.
Oh, okay, so what? Okay, so I did an extra step where I like divided it by the 0.47. But you don't
Yeah,
need to do
no,
that.
that's it. That's
Okay.
it. You're done at that point. Did y'all get squared away? You understand? Okay. I'm going to put the review up just so y'all can look at it. This is going to be our last problem we do today. I'm not showing the whole review. I'm just showing the last two problems on the review because I think those two problems, well, can I erase the problem that I have up there right now? The one that you're working on? I'll put the answers on the board here for the problem you're working on. Let's see, part A should be 200 feet. Make sure you put the units there because you're answering a question, so it needs to make sense. B is 203 point what? 51 or so? Feet, right? That's the maximum height of this object. Part C is 0. Was it 46 or 47? 468, 467, whatever you want. What though? 0.47 what? Seconds, because that's how much time it took for it to reach its maximum height. And then part D was when does it hit the ground? So how long did it take for this thing to hit the ground? And I know a lot of you have gotten A, B, and C and are still working on D, but what did you? 4.03? 4.03 what?
Negative.
Should be positive. Seconds. You should get a negative answer, but you can throw that one out. All right. Anybody have any issues getting these? All right, let's take a look at the review. When I end class today, if you have any questions on this, I can go and help you, all right? But let's just look at the review, and then I'm going to let you all go. These are the last two problems. These problems are going to be worth the most on the test. All right? You got to be able to draw me a picture of a parabola. And notice the instructions. Sketch this parabola. Include if it opens up or down. The vertex, a quick sketch. X-intercepts if you have any, and Y-intercept. And a final sketch of the parabola. So within the instructions, I'm kind of reminding you of all the different steps you need to do, right? So there's the parabola. Then this one, a ball is thrown from a bridge into the air so that its position is given by this equation. So I give you the position function. Does this look familiar? Negative 16t squared plus 64t plus 120. So that's very much like the problem I just gave you. I called it h of t instead of d of t. Big deal, it's the same thing. When does the ball reach its maximum height? So that has to do with the vertex, right? Which part of the vertex? H or K? So in the wording it says, when does the ball reach its maximum height? When, right? That's time, so that's H. How high does the ball go is K. So notice that these are backwards from what I asked you on the problem we just did. Pay attention to that on the test. You have to get these correct, like you can't have them backwards. And then when does the ball hit the ground? That's the x-intercept. Throw one of them out because it'll be negative, right? So y'all see how that's basically what we did today. Now, in terms of the rest of it, let's go to the top here. Factoring, right? How do we factor? Yeah, so GCFs first, then count the terms, right? If it's 3 terms, well, if it's 4 terms, grouping, right? 3 terms AC method, 2 terms has to be difference of squares. So this is a factoring. GCF, then you have 3 terms. This is factoring GCF? I don't think so. 4 terms, grouping. GCF first, you can pull a 3 out, then difference of squares. 3 terms, AC method. 2 terms, no GCF, difference of squares. Now, those first 5 problems are all factoring. Then you move on to solving equations. So how do we solve this? This is a quadratic that's missing the x term. Move over, square root on both sides. This is a quadratic. You have to move everything to one side. You're missing the constant term. You do this by factoring. This was last class. This is a quadratic missing the x term. Oh wait, it's the same problem. Oops, okay, that's a mistake. This one is a quadratic. All 3 terms are there. How do we go about that? Either the AC method, or if that doesn't work, quadratic formula. Number 10, 3 terms, they're all there, right? So either factor or quadratic formula. Here, it's quadratic, right? Move everything to one side. It's all 3 terms, quadratic again, formula. This one just looks ugly. Move everything over to one side. Combine like terms, it'll be a quadratic. So this gives you a good flavor for what to expect on the test, all right? For this test, I'm going to offer something, all right? I'm going to make a deal with you. So here's the deal. You may not like this deal, but this is the deal. So you come to take the test. I will give you the quadratic formula, and that's all I will give you. All right? That's all I'm going to give you. If you do it that way, then I'm going to add a 5-point bonus to the test. In other words, if all I supply you is this, then the highest score you can get is 105. Make sense? Okay. The other option is that you create your own cheat sheet for the test, which has any formulas, any steps. You know, if you want to write down how to factor all that information, you can't just work out problems though. Okay, you can't just take this, work it out. Okay, so that's explicitly not allowed, worked out problems. But you can have steps, procedures. You know how I went through the steps to graph a quadratic. If you want to write the steps to factoring, you can do all that, right? Okay, but If you do that, then the highest you can get in the class, the highest you can get on the test is a 93. So it's just this I give you, 5-point bonus. If you bring a cheat sheet, 7-point deduction.
So we get to choose, right?
You choose,
Okay.
okay? All right, that's the deal. You don't have to tell me today. Just on the day you show up, I'm going to ask, how many of you are going to use a cheat sheet or a guide? And those people, I'll mark your test, and you'll get 7 points off automatically. People who do not use the cheat sheet will get 5 points added automatically. All right? It's like a Pirelli. It's nonlinear. So look, remember, even though there's on this review, I do not think your test will be this long. But on this review, let's say that just to make it easy, these last two problems are going to be worth, I don't know, anywhere between 20 to 25% of the score on the test, where the other ones will be worth 75% split up equally. In other words, they're not equally weighted problems. These two are going to be worth more. Yes?
So the 5 points for that, regardless of whatever we get, so if we get like a 90, you're still going to add 5 points, right?
That is correct. Yes. Yeah, so it's a 5-point bonus or a 7-point deduction. I'm going to grade everyone's the same. It's just, do I add 5 or take away 7? Yes.
I'd like to make a counter.
A counter. Okay. All right. Okay.
So if you don't
No deal?
if you don't provide anything, 10 points.
No, that's too much. That's too much. You went for too much. The banker will decline your counter. Yeah, that's, So you're saying you want another 5 points for just having that memorized? Is what you're saying? Yeah, that's pretty bold. Pretty bold.
7 seems reasonable. 2 points extra.
Yeah, but then I have to put the quadratic formula. See, that becomes a problem because then what about the people who want it, who want that formula? Yeah.
Like write it on there.
I like my original offer. Yes.
So what if we weren't, like, if we were doing, and then if we weren't to bring in our sheet, but as soon as we get our test, we write our formulas down on the paper, does that still count as our 5 point?
Okay, so to be clear, your question is if you say I'm not going to use a cheat sheet, but as soon as I hand you the test, you start writing things out of your head.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, that's myself as a student, terrible at memorization. And that's what I used to do. I'd just be like, I just have to remember this for the next 3 minutes. And I'd write everything down. Okay, then I'd start the test. Oh, okay, I'm going to take this call. Where's my phone? Maybe. All right, y'all have a good one. I'll hang out for